What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video we're going to continue with our detailing series, but this time we're going to do the exterior of our Audi A4. We're going to show you step by step on how to machine polish it and paint correct it, and the first step is to give it a good wash.
So the first step of this paint correction is to wash the car and get all the contaminants off. But what we need to do is we need to remove all the old greases, waxes, sealers, all that type of thing that have been put on over the years to protect the paint. And through experience and doing this numerous amounts of times, the best thing I've found for doing that is actually fairy liquid. So there's loads of stuff you can buy online, there's really expensive cleaners. Fairy liquid's the best by far. So straight into the bucket. Foam it up a bit with the pressure washer, and then we're going to use that to decontaminate the car. No, I don't think there's much wax on that. I don't think this has seen a decent polish for a long time. We've used the fairy liquid, we've took all the old waxes off, not that there was much on there. At this point you want to be looking for tar spots. If you've got any on there, a wee bit of tar and glue remover on a microfiber and take them off. This isn't too bad because I've done it when we first got it. Once you've done that, next up is clay bar. Now don't believe everything you see online about clay bar in a car. You don't need any fancy clay bar detailer or slip solution or whatever they call it. All you need is a clay bar. We'll leave a link in the description to the one we use. Break a chunk off and get it nice and soft, mould it in your hand into a little pancake shape. And then all we're going to do is we're going to use the water that we washed the car with. So get a little bit on there, and then in nice straight lines, once you've got this nice and flat, don't apply too much pressure. Just nice and easy, let the clay bar do the work. And what this will do is it will pick up. So just keep the clay bar nice and flat and keep your lines straight. It's easy to machine polish it straight scratches. It's not so easy to get the swirls out. So keep the clay bar moving straight. Not a lot of pressure. Just keep it nice and easy. And this will lift all the contamination out of the paint. So just finish this wee bit here. There you go, have a look at that. And we've just washed the car and you can see how much contamination it's picked up. So all you do now, take your clay bar, stretch it out, fold the dirty bit inside, mould it into a nice little flat shape again, and then carry on with the rest of the bonnet in the same way. While you're doing this, guys, you'll feel the clay picking the paint up, and you can actually feel it getting smoother as you're doing this. So if you feel this side, it still feels pretty rough. This side here that I've been claying for a couple of minutes is starting to feel really smooth, but it's not a quick process. You need to take your time, make sure you get it all done properly. Just keep folding the clay bar, folding all the dirt back inside. Now, about a quarter of a clay bar will do the full car. Like I said though, it's quite a long process, so I'm going to give Charlie another quarter of the clay bar. We'll throw this on time lapse and we'll get the rest of this car clayed. Right guys, we're on to the last panel, and then we can rinse the car down and dry it all off. There's a couple of things I've not mentioned yet about when you're clay barring and stuff. One thing you need to do is, if you drop the clay bar, don't use it again. Just throw it in the bin, break off another bit, and then restart with a fresh bit of clay. Don't use anything that you've dropped, because chances are you could pick up a bit of grit and just put a big scratch in it that's going to take forever to get rid of, or something that you might not even get rid of, and then it's going to cost you a paint job. So always be careful with that. This is the same bit of clay that I've done the whole car with, so you can keep going and going and going. So if you buy a clay bar, it'll probably last you, well,
We've done 3 cars with it.
3 cars, yeah. But I've had this for years. I've had this clay bar for about 4 years maybe.
Is it the same stuff we did the Turan with?
It's the same stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So longer than that, around 6.
Yeah, it's not something you do all the time. So when you clay bar your car, you're only going to do it once, maybe every 5 years, if that. If you look after it between claying.
We did the Turan once, then we did the Alpha twice, and now we're doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. And you done some of Kelly's wheels with a clay bar once. I don't know if it was this one you used or a different one, but
it lasts a long time.
yeah, and well, there's still a fresh chunk in there, and this bit's still usable. So,
And for as long as it lasts, it's fairly expensive.
yeah, I think this one was a tenner, something like that.
So if you just want to pick any up, we'll leave a link in the description.
Yeah. There we go. The tailgate's actually not too bad. I think it might have been painted before or something. It's nowhere near as bad as the doors, so that's this ready for a rinse and a dry. And then we can crack on with the polishing. Right guys, now we've got it all cleaned, dried, clay barred. Hopefully you can see this. It'll be quite difficult because for some reason on camera this paintwork looks really good. I think you can just see it in the light there, the swirl marks on the top of the boot. So that's what we're looking to take off, or improve if we can. So we're not going to go mad, we're not going to wet dry it, we're not going to wet sand it or anything. We're basically just going to use some cotton compound. Now, we normally use G3. We nipped into Halfords to get some, they haven't got any anymore, so we're going for this Halford rubbing compound. It's supposed to be the same thing as G3. We've never tried it before, I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll give it a go.
It'll probably work.
So what we'll do is we'll pop a wee masking tape line down, just because it's so hard to see on camera the difference between the two. So we'll start on the boot. One thing I should also say is you shouldn't be doing this in direct sunlight, and you shouldn't be doing it on warm panels, but Scotland's decided it wanted to be sunny and warm today, so
Because it could be chucking it down tomorrow.
it was supposed to be overcast today. That's why I decided to do this today. But
you can see the swirl marks here with the sun hitting it.
yeah. So what we'll do, I've masked this off. We'll do this side to start with. You can use either or. You can use a rotary polisher, or you can use a dual action polisher. For this we're going to use both. I like to use a rotary with a G3 because it's quicker. You don't have to. You can spend a wee bit longer doing it with a dual action polisher. We've got a whole car to do and get a video done and get it uploaded tonight though, so I'm going to batter him with the rotary, see how much of the swirls we can get out. Then we'll use some of the 3M extra fine with a dual action polisher just to finish it. And then when we've done the whole car, we've got some graphene sealant there, which has got it's like a ceramic coating, temporary ceramic coating. It's supposed to last up to 6 months. Again, we've never used it, but we'll try it and see how it goes. Guys, it's super hard to pick up the difference because on camera this paint looks great, but you can see the swirls on that bit there, and then if you come to this bit that we've done, there's still a few little marks in it, but the colour's a lot deeper, the metallics pop a lot more. The camera's just not doing it justice, to be fair. It's so much better. It's really hard to try and get an angle where you can actually see it. But what we'll do, we'll carry on and finish this panel off, crack on with the rest of the car. That was 2 passes with G3 and 1 pass with a 3M fine cut. I'll leave links to all of this stuff in the description like I done last week, and we'll get stuck in and get the rest of this done, and then we'll let you see what the finished result looks like. Right guys, that's us done this bit of quarter panel. Now we have to go up this bit here where the trim is, and G3 will turn all your black trims white. So what you want to do is just get some masking tape, pop some masking tape down the trims so you don't get any of the polish on them, and yeah, carry on. But another note, all these sort of hard edges on the bodywork and stuff like that as well, you want to stay away from them with the rotary polisher because you can burn through the paint fairly easily. So just be a bit careful around the hard edges, tape up the trims and you'll be alright. Charlie's just about to do the last bit, last quarter panel. This has had a bit of paint work done before, and it's a little bit thin on lacquer there. You can see it, the orange peely bit there. I don't know, I think if I re-lacquer it, we're probably going too far, aren't we?
Yeah, probably.
So we'll leave it the way it is, and yeah, Charlie's just going to finish this. This is the last panel to be machine polished. Everything else has been rotary polished and then done with a dual action. So same with the dual action, you don't need to put a lot of pressure on it. The pad and the compound will do the work. So yeah, just be careful with the edges. Dual action polishers are a lot more forgiving though. So if you've never machine polished before, they're probably your best bet. So I'll leave a link to one of them in the description as well. Right guys, so now that all the machine polishing's done, we're going to use some of this Infinity Wax QDX graphene. I've never used it before, but I've heard loads of good stuff about it. And it's supposed to be like a ceramic-y wax type stuff, like a sealer. So hopefully, it's supposed to last up to 6 months, so hopefully it should seal in all our hard work and keep the paintwork looking good for up to 6 months. And it's pretty easy to put on. You spray it on a microfiber, rub it in, let it cure, buff it off, and that should be it. So we'll let you know in the future what it's like once it's rained a couple of times. We'll see if it holds up or not. But yeah, we'll leave a link to it as well if I can find one. I got this off of AUTOPARTS, but I'm not sure if it's on Amazon. But we'll have a look and see.
Everything on the car's looking awesome. We just need to do something with this wing. That's better.
So there we have it, guys. It's no perfect, it's not a full-on paint correction, but for a 19-year-old car, I think you'll agree that this looks pretty good. The only thing we need to do now is we're waiting on the other wing to come. It's being delivered, and then we're going to paint the two front wings. I might touch in a couple of bits on the body kit and
Respray the grills.
Respray the grills, aye. Everybody on the poll said they wanted gloss black, so we're going to do all the grills gloss black. And I think that'll be about it.
We're thinking about redoing the wheels silver. What do you guys think? Leave a comment if we should leave them the gunmetal that they are, or if we should put them to silver.
I'm thinking silver. I think it was an A6 in this colour with silver wheels, and it looked better.
I think it looked quite smart, but I like the gunmetal.
I do kind of like the gunmetal
I like
myself.
the stealthy look it looks, but some of them are getting a little bubbly with rust underneath it.
And this one here,
this back one.
yeah, this has still got some of the old brake pads on it.
Yeah.
So at some point, whoever's had this car before us is like the brakes get so low, they've been throwing metal shavings about, and nobody's took it off. They've left it on there to rust and stick to the wheels. So guys, thanks again for all the support. Thanks for hitting the like button and commenting. We really appreciate it. That's going to be it for this video. I'm not even sure what we're doing next. We'll need to tune in and see. It'll be a surprise, but next week we'll be doing something. Same time, same place. So we'll see you then.